Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Selig, and today I'd like to talk about interference fields. So what are interference fields and how do we treat an interference field? And that's where we'll talk about mud therapy. So really, what is an interference field? It's a region of chronic irritation of the body, which is usually precipitated as a result of a multitude of reasons ranging, that cause tissue trauma, ranging from scars, so the scars can be physical scars, keloid scars, acne scars, any physical or emotional traumas, infections, nutritional deficiencies, toxicities, and the list of toxicities from heavy metals to petrochemicals, from drug toxicity, and also EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies. Our cell phones, our iPhones, our cell towers all interfere with the body's electrical fields. And really the list is endless. So an interference field is that chronic trauma to the tissue for a multitude of reasons as listed. And an interference field can impede the normal, healthy electromagnetic flow of the body's energy acupuncture meridian system. So as you can see, we have the body's acupuncture meridian system, and we're going to talk a little bit about that and how an interference field impedes the flow of that energy. Interference fields, which interrupt the body's normal nerve and natural energy flow to that area, acting like a short circuit. And when that short circuit hits, whatever causes the trauma to the physical body, that could, if it's the lung meridian, if that lung meridian got sedated by a vaccine and that poison went into the lung meridian, that can influence the lungs. So an interference field is something that alters the normal nerve, lymphatic, and energy flow to the organ, to the tissue, or to the gland. These traumas permanently destabilize the cell membrane potentials in the region or reflex points, which result in frequently reduced thresholds, resulting in chronic low-grade excitation of the autonomic nervous system and impaired intracellular metabolism and ion exchange. So when that interference field hits the body, it's going to cause the loss of those ions exchange. It's like a loss of the communication, which eventually will lead to that cell death, causing the organ or the gland or the tissue to become an area of pain or disability. So when we talk about the bioenergy field, we need to understand that this is a very, very ancient theme, and every culture on planet Earth since the beginning of time has talked about energy. And this energy, we can call it whatever you want to call it: chi, prana, ki, the life force, mana. There's a million names for what we call energy. In Japan, the energy is called ki. And so you notice that we have a therapy called Reiki, and the ki is the energetic placement of the practitioner's hands on the patient's body meridian system. The Taoists call it the life force, that's chi, and it's charted movement through the body. So you see the Qigong experts, and they're able to manipulate their chi fields, and they have incredible strength, endurance, and flexibility through the art of Qigong exercises and Qigong meditations. The Indian yoga adepts call it prana. It's moving the prana through the body to influence the meridian system. Dr. Wilhelm Reich discovered the same energy and called it orgone therapy. This energy of life force is known as mana in the Polynesian, Rach in the Hebrew, Baraka in the Islamic countries. It's referred to as the light or the Holy Ghost by the Christians. There's bioplasmic energy by the Russian researchers, and some individual healers have also called it magnetism. So whatever the name, we need to understand that this body is in a bioelectric magnetic field. And when there's an interference, it's affecting that meridian system, and that will cause our diseases, our pathologies, our symptoms. And so we always have to address those issues, and the interference field is one of the things that we're going to assess with quantum reflex analysis. So here I just have a diagram. This is Alex Gray's picture depicting the energetic body of man with the 12 meridian systems, the 7 chakras. And those 7 chakras correspond as above, so below. The 7 chakras are energies of the 7 visible orbs to the naked eye: the sun, the moon, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn. Those are the magnificent 7 influencing the 7 chakras. And with each 7 chakra, there's a major endocrine gland, nerve plexi, blood supply. So a chakra means a whirl of energy, and we're influencing this energy when we reestablish the bioenergetic flow of that energy. So you could see we also have the 12 meridian system in acupuncture, and the 12 meridian system correlates to the 12 organ systems, the reproductive systems, the cardiovascular system, endocrine system. That's why in medicine we have, these individual branches of medicine. We have the cardiologist, the endocrinologist, the gynecologist, and so we need to come back to the center or the whole. So we're integrating all of the different ancient healing systems to really get the body's energy to flow. We also have in astrological lore and cosmology, we have the 12 houses of the zodiac corresponding to the 12 segments of the body. The head in Aries, Taurus is the face and neck, Gemini is the twins. It's the 2 nervous systems of sympathetic and parasympathetic, the 2 arms. Cancer is the breast. That's the great mothering energy. Leo is the heart. Classic Leos, Robert Plant, Mick Jagger, always want to be at the center of attention, the Leos. Virgo is the stomach. Libra is the 2 kidneys. It's the ultimate balancing act in the body of balancing out the acid and the base, the 2 chemistries. And when those 2 chemistries are in balance, you have harmony and peace in your body. We also have the crab, the Scorpio, which is the genitals. We also have Sagittarius, which the archer rules the legs, the thighs. Bo Jackson is your typical Sagittarius. Capricorn is the kneecap, and that's where we get the kneecap Capricorn, and Capricorn is the bones. Aquarius is the lower legs, and Pisces is the fish. So we have the 12 houses influencing the 12 meridian, influencing the 12 organ systems. So in ancient lore, we always said, as above, so below. So understanding this bioenergetic field to not make it so that it's so esoteric, so we bring in this knowledge to make it more understandable that we are energy bodies. So if I died of natural causes in my sleep at night and I wake up, I'm dead, I'll have all my body intact, my brain, heart, all my organs intact. But where did that vital force go? The vital energy. So that's the chi, that's the prana, that's the ki, that's the vital force. So we know that you can't create nor destroy energy, but our goal is the transmutation of energy. And when we influence the meridian system, the chakra system, dealing with these interference fields, then we can restore health back to the body. Examples of common interference fields and scars. Any area where the epidermis has been cut. So you have your dermis, and on top of the dermis is the epidermis. So any area, whether it's a surgical incision, whether it's, from our falls, lumps, bumps, and bruises. So we have surgical scars or scars from invasive procedures cause interference fields, mole or skin cancer removal scars. Oh, I see a lot of these: episiotomy scars, cesarean section scars, breast implants, tummy tucks, and any cosmetic surgery can cause an interference in the field. Shunt scars, so we're putting a lot of stents and shunts in our, vascular supply in our heart. Internal scars, scars that may not be visible, such as internal hysterectomy scars and internal sinus surgery scars. Any exploratory surgery can cause an interference in the field. Hernia repair, traumatic scars incurred from accidents, falls, and cuts, puncture areas from hypodermic injections, intravenous drug therapy, spinal blocks, acne scars, chickenpox scars, animal bites or bites from mosquitoes or other insects, and of course, vaccination scars. So it really wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that all of us have had some kind of trauma to our physical bodies. Never well since I was in a car accident and I had a whiplash injury, and I've had chronic complaints since my whiplash injury. So I see this day in and day out in my practice. So the never well since this trauma, we have to address it to restore the bioenergetic fields of the body. We also have traumatized areas to where there may be no visible scars from car accidents, whiplash, sprained, strains, smashed areas, trauma from falls, athletic sprains and strains, scrapes or bumping of the head, concussions, the impact sites of where maybe we were hit by a fastball, a hockey puck, a soccer ball. So any of these traumas can cause an interference in the field. Burned areas, especially the burns and numb areas. So any abnormal body areas can cause an interference field. Areas that look or feel abnormal, bruises or discolored skin areas that do not heal in a reasonable amount of time, skin rashes, nail funguses, huge in causing interference fields, because when we have nail fungus, we have a chronic infection. And like I said earlier, chronic infections are big in causing interference fields in the meridian system. Areas that itch or have abnormal sensations such as burning, cold, or tingling can all cause interference in the fields. Permanent tattoos, body piercings, and metal inside the body, so wherever we've had implants or dental procedures, all of those things can cause a interference field. Interference field examples, a classic is when a woman gets a cesarean section. Let's say that cut is right down the midline. Sometimes they'll cut it this way, sometimes they'll go that way, but this is right on the conception vessel. And so you could see the surgical cut, and so this meridian is the conception vessel. This conception vessel, can be sedated, and whatever point along this meridian that has been sedated due to that surgical scar can turn off the thyroid. So you may see a woman who had a cesarean section, then a year later she's having thyroid problems. And that could be the obstacle to the cure, is actually fixing this surgical scar so we can address the thyroid more intelligently. You get a vaccination. I talked about how the vaccination, the toxin can go along into the lung meridian, and then you can have chronic lung problems as a result of that. It can reflect to the tooth, to the neck. It can reflect to previous other scars. So our goal as a quantum reflex analysis is to assess where your interference fields are. And that is our job, is to assess your interference fields so we can mud it to get it and restore it back to health. Episiotomy scars are big, so sometimes a woman will come to me, she had a pregnancy and she had an episiotomy, and then she developed sciatic pain a year later, and that sciatic pain, there is no trauma in the history. So what caused that sciatic pain? So when we go back and we look at the history and we discover that these scars can truly cause an interference field resulting in a sciatica. So the goal is, how do we deal with these traumas to the body? This is where we're taking some of the most ancient therapies. It's so old, it's new, where we're going to use the great muds and clays from the most amazing areas on the planet, the volcanic ash. the clays up in the Himalayas, the zeolites, the shilajits. These are some powerful mud that really deal with restoring the electromagnetic fields in the body. And we use Premier Research Labs Clay in their other assortment of products. And Dr. Marshall has put together some of the most amazing clays on this planet, and he has sourced them again from the Himalayas, from the volcanoes, the Shilajit. Shilajit is an Ayurvedic mineral pitch. It's not quite a mineral, it's between a mineral and a clay, and it's one of the most powerful detoxifiers on the planet. It's in the Ayurvedic system as one of their top 5 remedies in their 1,000-year history, multiple 1,000-year history of treating disease. So the Body Pack, with its high cation exchange and osmotic pulling effect, draws out the heavy metals, draws out the toxins. So it works through mostly cation exchange. Most of the toxins in our body, the lead, the arsenic, the mercury, are positively charged. A lot of the good stuff, a lot of the good minerals, are negatively charged. So through cation exchange, like attracts like, it's going to attract the positive and negative, pull out the negative, and draw it out through the body's lymphatic system, the portals of detoxification systems. So the mud is amazing at removing the interference fields. And it's interesting to note that once these interference fields are cleared, the body will most likely require less oral supplementation as proper circulation has been restored and proper nutrients are now reaching the intended areas. The Muddy Body Packs are an ancient detoxification method using quantum state formula of dense minerals found in premium grade clay, peat magna, shilajit, zeolite, and targeted botanical agents such as chlorella. The mud packs are used as highly effective cleansing and detoxifying agents that is able to draw out toxins and sites that have been energetically weakened due to scars and traumas. Very powerful stuff. And then in the next video, my wife, who is a QRA practitioner level 2, she is going to demonstrate the mudding of a procedure of how to mud the body. And it usually will take more than one time to mud the body, and so we test what areas we need to mud, and we'll know specifically what we need to focus on. And in the next video, we're going to talk about, well, we're going to demonstrate a mudding session, because it really is truly one of the most gentle, safe, effective ways of restoring the bioenergetic fields to the body. So again, thank you for watching.